For you, these last couple days since the loss to Bonaventure, just what have you worked on amongst yourselves, and how has this team tried to bounce back from that?
Well, we did nothing yesterday. Obviously, you have to balance your health, both physical and mental, to getting better on the practice floor. So yesterday we did nothing. We just talked. We know what we have to do. And, in fairness to our guys, you can judge performance in a variety of ways. We had a tough shooting night, so it appeared like we didn't play great. But in reality, we held them to 29%. We played good enough defensively. Didn't start the game great, but other than that, we actually played a decent game. We just didn't shoot the ball when it mattered.
Injury-wise, where do you feel your team's at right now with all those fronts?
Well, we're not there yet. I mean, it's something we're going to have to battle all year. A lot of times you can withstand injuries in the short term. Like the Rotrop thing is a bigger deal than it appears in the short term, but in the long term it really hurts us. But we have to, everybody faces it. You have to get through it. And then, we got to get Tavian at 100%. I think once we get him back to 100%, and if we can manage Sincere a little bit, then we'll be in good shape.
How tough is it with Sincere managing the injury? You played him 37 minutes 2 or 3 times. You played him the full 40 at Dayton.
Well, what I'm going to do the rest of the way is I'm going to treat him like a swimmer. So I went to a high school that was really good at swimming. So I learned a few things, and I used to swim when I was young. So we're going to taper him off. So we're gonna really watch his try to watch his minutes over the next 5 or 6 games, so that when we get into that tournament, he's at full go. And if we can get him at full go into the tournament and get everybody else healthy, then we have a good chance to win.
Lamar noticeably didn't practice. It's a safe assumption that he's out tomorrow.
It looks that way.
Okay, rebounding and free throw wise for you guys the other day, just what were the issues surrounding that? You let a guy get 22 boards, and obviously the free throws you had the opportunities, just didn't make them.
I mean, when you come and help and block, that opens up a 6'11" guy on a 6'3" guy, and that's what happens. And he's a good backside guy. Some of them where he missed some easy ones that came right back to him. He's right in front of the rim. And we're just not a very good defensive rebounding team right now. We have to keep working on it. Free throw shooting, we've showed signs to be a good team most nights, and then other nights it's hit or miss. We got to be better. If we're better, we probably win the game.
Having faced Fordham once before, just having to face them again a second time, what do you try to improve seeing that game and just analyzing what you have right now as well?
Well, Fordham's better than people think. They just went to UMass and smacked them. And they have that tough... They play that unorthodox style, which is very difficult. So it'll be a tough game. Every game we've been in has been the same. It doesn't matter who we play. I guess we're the common denominator in all that. It's going to be 6 points or less every game.
You've mentioned before in the past marathon, not a sprint with the season. Just how has this season really embodied that with injuries, with just patience, with growth, the whole nine?
Well, I say that, but I really hate it. I mean, to me, every game's a sprint, but in reality, we have to treat it like it's a marathon. This is college basketball, if you really analyze it, good to average teams go 500 in their league. Really good teams win the majority of their games in their league, which that means 4 or 5 losses out of 18. So what you want to be is one of those really good ones. It remains to be seen how we finish, how we get through the grind to see whether we're really good or below average. We still have to win some games to be good, but we want to be better than good.
Speaking of the grind, you worried about your team hitting a wall?
Everybody does. I've had teams that were 15-3 in the league, and you worry about the wall. You're worried about when you get to the NCAA tournament, are you going to play a good game? Every team hits the wall. You have to win when you hit the wall. But I try not to think about it. Thanks for reminding me.
LeBron a couple days ago was mentioning about the NBA trend about trade deadlines and things like that. Just watching LeBron and having a chance to watch the NBA, just what are your thoughts on guys playing, maybe when they're being traded or something like that?
That's a really good question. So obviously they didn't know they were going to consummate the deal during the game, right? Or if they did, that's really bad. right? So preferably you do the deal before the game or after the game, but not during the game. So look, usually I agree with everything LeBron says, not everything, but most things. And I think it's a hard deal to get traded during a game. I really do. You wouldn't like it. Or maybe you would. Maybe you're glad you're out of there. See ya. Good? Appreciate you.